Welcome, everyone, to the Meaningful Hearts Podcast, where we discuss the everyday questions that make us or break us if we let them. With your hosts, Drew and Daniela. Take our hands and let's walk this journey together. Welcome back to the Meaningful Hearts Podcast with your host, Drew. Daniela is not here today. I'd like to talk about something that kind of came up while I was commuting to work today. Very interesting thought process. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful Friday morning, just taking my commute and enjoying the sights of the sun. And I commute alongside the beach to work, so it's a nice little 40-minute drive. I really do love taking that route. It's nice. There's no traffic. But in any case, it dawned upon me how Friday could be so relieving. Friday could be like this wondrous work day where you're just thinking about the fun ahead, I guess, the last day of the work week, where nothing affects you, nothing really bothers you because it's the last day of the week. So you bear with it and you just move through it and things are nice and smooth. But it made me wonder, it made me think how most of us who have Monday through Friday jobs, like Monday through Friday is like the coveted work week for most, I guess, business people or people that work in the corporate world. That's the way most businesses operate. So they're closed on the weekends. And I noticed that most people or things that I hear, or I guess these cliche sayings are, oh man, it's the dreadful Mondays. Here we go again. And then by Wednesday, it's almost over. It's hump day. And then it's Friday, right? Boom. We got through the battle. We waged war over the week and we won, and everything is good in the world. And it got me to thinking about our attitudes, our feelings, our thoughts. It got me to thinking, how and why is it so difficult for us to feel this way in the beginning of the week, on a Monday or on a Tuesday? What is it about a certain day of the week, a certain time, or a certain task that I guess we feel differently about it? And it feels like pulling teeth just to get through the day. But in reality, it's probably the same amount of hours. It's just that I guess we look ahead to how many days ahead we have to do this versus one last day. And now I know you can't help how you feel about what you're doing specifically, whether it's work or whatever the task is, and you're dreading it a little bit. The one thing that we can affect is how we allow ourselves to react, how we allow ourselves to deal with it, right? I think that a lot of us lose sight because we're so busy in our lives that we lose sight of what is really important. Time is not something that you get a lot of. And we're constantly reminded throughout life, news headlines, or even in our personal lives, how precious life is and how short it really is. It's not very long. If you could think back 10 years and be like, wow, that felt like it was yesterday, because that's how fast time moves. We really do take it for granted. And as much as we enjoy the end of a work week, we enjoy it. We got to I think about sometimes, wow, how fast the week actually flew. And we find ourselves wishing away the tough parts of our week just so we can enjoy those like 2 or 3 days that seem very short. We seem to like go to the dessert of the week, if you call it. The weekend is the dessert of the week. And it flies by when we're back at Monday. But we find ourselves wishing again to go to the end of the week. And if you really think about it, are we taking a clear step back and being appreciative of being here on this earth, like stepping away from being a worker bee, stepping away from all the craziness that happens in our lives, and really just sitting there and centering ourselves around the fact that we're alive. We're at this point in our life. We're never going to get this point back, this time, the age that we are, this day. It's never going to come back. It never will. It's only one of a kind. And there might be one day where we'll look back and say, damn, I wish it was a Tuesday and I was 40 years old and here I am 61 or 70 years old, and how things were a lot simpler then. And this is something that I've heard from older people that are older than me, people that have passed before they passed, or maybe when they were my age and they were talking about in their 20s, and how I was like, oh, the 20s are great, but I want to be a little older, and how fast time flew for me. And now fast forward 20 years and I'm 40. So I'm really starting to realize that time is flying. And I guess I want to reflect that on you guys, that we need to like pump the brakes and enjoy every moment. And I know that there are so many things going on, and we're in the moment of stress, and we're having a lot of things going on in our lives that are unexpected, and we're trying to deal with those things. But I think the most important thing when you can is, how do you regulate your emotions towards the week, towards a Monday, towards a Tuesday. Maybe we could find a way, when we're starting to feel this way, kind of catch ourselves, take a step back and celebrate one thing. Talk about one good thing that has happened in prior weeks, maybe on a Monday or a Tuesday, not on a Friday. Everybody talks about the weekend. Everybody talks about the highlights. The weekends are always usually good. It's usually a rare talking point when you had a bad weekend. But let's talk about a good week, a good weekday. Is there a weekday? Is there a day in your week that you've celebrated? Have you celebrated on a Monday? Have you celebrated on Tuesday? Have you celebrated on a Wednesday? Have you done something where you could sit back and hang on that, so the next Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday that comes by, you can grab onto that when you're feeling low, you're feeling down, and you're longing for the week to end? Is that possible? Because in the end of it all, when our time is up, we're not going to think about the day of the week it is. We're not going to think about any of those things. When we're in our final stages of our lives, I think that's the point or moment where we look back and reflect and like, damn, things were really good. I had a lot of great moments that I could have held on to longer. I could have appreciated more. And maybe that boring job that I was doing, and I missed the people that I was around, and I didn't realize how good it was. And I just think that I want to sum it up with, let's not take for granted the beauty of every moment of every day. And I lose sight of it myself. I'm guilty of it. I get caught up in a lot of stuff. I get stressed out. I'm like, damn, I can't wait for this week to be over. But you know what? Sometimes I really have to check myself and step back and say, you know what? There is so much beauty around me. And I think that's part of the reason why I commute a little further out of my way just to see the water and the beach, and really just take sight of it all. And to be honest with you, when things aren't even going good and I don't even want to wake up in the morning because I'm just like, I'm out of it, that commute really does help me. That commute really opens up my eyes and puts me in a pretty good place before I even step foot in the office. It's beautiful. And maybe that's what we need. We need to find that anchor point. We need to find something in the week that we can enjoy and celebrate, and then step back and look at other beautiful aspects of our lives. I want to leave you there with that thought. I love you all. Thank you for listening. And if you're listening to this on a Monday, have a wonderful week.